Sound tablet. Journal and reflection. Written by Ken Bedott. Starring ChatGPT. Brief introduction. Music is frequency programming. This is something you most definitely have heard if you have researched into spirituality. In this 30-day journal, I will be reducing the programming music has done to me for the past 20 years I've been alive. I will be listening to binaural beats via my singing bowl for 40 days straight and listening to little to no music at all. This is because music is banned in Islam, and so I want to introduce the Islamic world to an alternative to music, frequencies. As usual, we hope you enjoyed this writing half as much as we did making it for you. December 11th, 2023, Day 0/30. ChatGPT Intro. Today's sound therapy session was a captivating journey into the realm of healing vibrations. The resonating tones of the singing bowls seemed to create an ethereal symphony, weaving through the atmosphere and resonating within the core of my being. As I immersed myself in the tranquil melodies, a profound sense of calm washed over me, gradually dissolving the knots of tension and stress that had accumulated. The gentle hum of the bowls acted as a conduit, guiding me into a state of deep relaxation, aligning my spiritual body with a harmonious frequency. With each resonating sound, it felt as if layers of discord were peeled away, allowing my inner energy to flow freely and effortlessly. The vibrations seemed to penetrate not just my ears but my entire being, touching upon aspects of my spirit that yearned for balance and tranquility. In the midst of this sonic embrace, I found myself drifting into a meditative state, where the boundaries between the physical and spiritual blurred. It was within this space that I sensed a subtle yet profound shift, a realignment of energies, and a sense of renewed vitality coursing through me. The singing bowls, with their ancient and mysterious allure, have become my companions on this journey of self-discovery and healing. They hold within them the power to resonate with the essence of my being, unveiling hidden layers and nurturing my spiritual growth. As the session drew to a close, I felt a sense of gratitude for the gift of sound therapy and the healing properties of these enchanting bowls. Their reverberations linger in my consciousness, a gentle reminder of the potential for harmony and balance that exists within and around us. Today's experience reaffirmed the potency of sound as a conduit for spiritual healing and rejuvenation. It's a reminder to embrace the symphony of life, allowing its vibrations to guide me towards a deeper understanding of myself and the universe. In the gentle whispers of the singing bowls, I find solace, renewal, and the promise of continued exploration on this transformative path of sound therapy. December 12th, 2023, Day 1/30. The 3 frequencies. I've been using the singing bowl for about 2 weeks now, and I can say that is not a placebo. I've been using it to offset the auditory and visual hallucinations I get from my schizophrenia, and it has really helped me cope with it. I get auditory and visual hallucinations of the last thing I show my brain, and so it basically mimics back what I feed it. If I feed it good things, it shows me good things. If I feed it bad things, it shows me bad things. I want to listen to less, if not no music at all during this cleanse, and I want to elevate myself to higher statuses. Whenever I get an auditory hallucination, I play the singing bowl, and it absorbs the low frequencies into something amazing. I get this wavy, amazing feeling I've never felt before. I want to get back into meditation as well, because that always took me to greater heights. Overall, the singing bowl has done justice to the mess that goes on inside my brain. I find that the more I use it, the clearer my mind becomes. It's like I'm being transported into the present moment, like there is a rift or an opening that the frequency is guiding me through. The frequency of the bowl changes depending on how much water you fill it with. I've discovered 3 modes the bowl has. Base mode, gamma radiation. There was this Hebrew Israelite YouTuber that said that gamma radiation in popular fiction like Marvel and DC is an allegory for high frequencies. This is because high frequencies are like gamma radiation. You can use radiation to power a whole city, or you can destroy a whole city with it. The base mode of the singing bowl without any water plays this highly radioactive energy, and so many people like the second form, which is halfway full, stress reliever. This frequency is much lower than the base frequency, and it theoretically deals with the parts of the spiritual body that deal with fear and anger. The theory with the gamma radiation is the radiation from the high frequency absorbs the lower frequency. Meanwhile, the stress reliever offsets the low frequency I.E. cancels them out. Filled to the brim, earth power. Theoretically, AHZ is the earth frequency, and this bowl omits that frequency naturally once filled to the brim with water. It produces very calming effects, and I formed a new perspective on it. If gamma radiation elevates the lower frequency, and if the stress reliever cancels it out, then earth power pulls it more downward to the point where it becomes a natural frequency. This is all I have for today. Thank you so much for reading today's entry on the different frequencies my singing bowl can emit. I hope this inspires you to try filling your singing bowl up with water to play around with the frequencies. December 13th, 2023, day February 30th. New friends. I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind for a while. I recently had a falling out with one of my childhood friends because I was being an idiot, and also they didn't appreciate my religious talks I would always have with them. This made me realize two things. One, that I need to realize that people value certain things more and differently than me, and so if I infringe upon those values, then I shouldn't be surprised if they get upset. Two, not everyone is going to appreciate or resonate with my purpose to spread religious knowledge, wisdom, and experiences with people. This just makes me more grateful and thankful for the new friends I made in the past year, as they are people who do appreciate my religious talks and I can relate with their values and morals more. There is this old Drake song called No New Friends, where he stays alone with his day one friends and does not allow new friends in his circle. I couldn't relate less to this song more than ever. My day one friends didn't really enjoy the energy I brought to the table, but my new friends do. Instead of no new friends, I'm thinking yes, new friends enjoy a poem of me making a parody of the Drake song Yes New Friends. Yes new friends, the ones I never knew. Yes new friends, the ones that hold it down. Yes new friends, the ones that fix my frown. New friends are amazing, they bring me up with life. New friends are amazing, they bring me up with delight. New friends are coming, the ones that are to stay. New friends are here, the ones for the present today. Thank you to all my new friends for an amazing year. Thank you to all my new friends for keeping it clear. December 14th, 2023, day March 30th. Star Scourge Radon. So about a few months ago, I had a dream I was fighting a character from Elden Ring named Star Scourge Radon. I was flying away from him trying to seek refuge when I found a Buddhist idol. I prayed to the Buddhist idol in the hopes it would protect me, but Radon caught up to me and attacked me, and I had to resist his grasp. What this dream told me was that I should not turn to idols in the face of adversity. I feel like the modern-day idols I turn to are these musicians and social media entertainers. I rely on their music to lift my spirits up, and I rely on their content to consume my time whenever I would like to kill time. These modern-day idols need to be destroyed and cleansed from my system. In the Islamic chakra system, there are 360 chakras that surround your heart. Each one needs to be dissolved and broken up into your heart to become one chakra. Another reason why I'm bringing up Radon is because I am currently fighting him in the game at Level 1 when the recommended level is 50 to 70. Every attack he does instantly kills me, and so I need to have the best reaction times and skills to beat him so I can become a YouTube sensation. My level 1 run on the first boss in the game taking 0 hits, it's doing very well, and I want to reach a point in YouTube in where I'm a provider and creator more than a consumer and receiver. The way this ties into sound therapy is that the earth power frequency is hitting the root parts of my spiritual body, meaning that it bringing out the negative parts of the roots in myself that need to be changed and or reformed. In the Holy Tablets, there is a claim that before we were born we had a twin version of ourselves that we defeated in order to exist. In Islam, there is a concept of a devil that is a spiritual double of you. It is called a qareen. Your qareen is an accompanying devil that is an alternative version of you. Instead of suggesting good like your guardian angel, however, the qareen suggests evil and temptation that must be resisted and escaped. Noticed in the story of Prophet Joseph, when Joseph was faced with lust via a woman trying to seduce him, he tried to run away from the lust rather than fight it. My way of running away or escaping lust is by striking my singing bowl and listening to its ear-piercing frequencies that cancel out and neutralize the lustful thoughts. Besides the sound bowl being good for sound therapy, it is also good for neutralizing sexual and lustful thoughts by it distracting and occupying it with something to focus on. This is all I have for today's entry. Thanks for reading, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. December 15th, 2023, day April 30th. Dealing with desires. If you are a friend of mine reading this, then you know that I have been talking about how in the next relationship in my life the woman will approach me rather than me approaching the woman. The woman will want a relationship from me rather than me wanting the relationship from the woman. This is because I've learned from my past relationships' mistakes and learned that the woman has to be the decider of the relationship and not myself. I know what kind of woman I want, and I know the way I would like to be treated by them. The problem is that lust and lower chakra energies are overcoming me, and I succumb to my lustful desires in many different ways. One of the things I've been trying to tell myself so I could make like Prophet Joseph and escape that lust is that it is better to be wanted than to have wants. Watching porn and masturbating is not going to bring or remotely attract the woman I want in my life. Having desires is what is going to cause me suffering and anguish, as God has already shown me that I will be the one desired, not the other way around. So if I'm the one to be wanted rather than me doing the one wanting, then that means that I need to ignore all the lowly desires of the evil spirit. It's okay to have desires, but what is not okay is making the same mistake on where to channel those desires for 10 years. Since I was 10, I was watching impermissible things online and self-pleasuring, and so this sound therapy has helped neutralize the desires, as certain frequencies tap into your lower self and your lower energies. Because I struggle with lower energies a lot, I have my bowl stuck on earth power mode, and I'm ready to just take on these desires that need to be channeled into my writings and friendships. If I rushed towards success and networking as quickly as I would rush to watching something explicit online, then I would be a very successful man with an entire network of people ready to go on one call. This is all I have for today. Thanks for reading, and thanks for tuning in to what I have to say regarding lustful desires. December 16th, 2023, day May 30th. The trifecta. I've been doing breathing exercises while listening to some binaural beats while playing Elden Ring. I can't lie, this trifecta has really shown me something. The binaural beats are like increasing my focus in the game, and although it's damn near impossible to beat Star Scourge Radon at level 1, the attempts I'm making towards fighting him is actually really impressive. Within a half hour of listening to the binaural beats, I have really cleared my mind, and in a subconscious way I can predict Radon's movements and attacks. It's like the binaural beats are hacking into my mind and cleaning it out of all its impurities. I feel a lot more motivated to do things, and I feel more of a drive to transmute my lower energies into something better. Playing frequencies while playing Elden has definitely enhanced my experiences playing these games. It helps me concentrate more instead of the music in the game, which psychs me out and makes me more nervous. I also realized that these sexual thoughts and energies actually comes from higher places in my spiritual body and not lower places. And so when I play higher frequencies, it actually hits and neutralizes these thoughts and creates something new with them. Thanks for reading today's entry. I hope you learned something from this entry. Much love. December 17th, day June 30th. Sound therapy is sound fasting. An attempt to make a connection. I was thinking about Christ's 40-day fast in the desert. I found that in this story I could share a moment where he lives in me as I fast for 40 days from music and other low vibrational activities. Radon stays to be the beast within me I must tame. Christ would have probably said the beast of the earth prophesied in the Quran is within you. As Christ said, the kingdom of God comes with no signs, for verily the kingdom of God is within you. I have some numerical coincidences I would like to keep secret of that I found to be things received from their meditations. It is basically showing us that angels can whisper verses to us as subliminal messages as to where we are in life and what we can do to keep going. I always talk scriptures because I want to keep my speech pure of something I believe to be revelation from the Almighty. I am slowly taming this beast within me so that I can become the best man for my community and for my friends and family, but most importantly for myself. I no longer want to worship these music stars and social media influencers. I want to create real relationships, not fake ones, so I'm doing that, knowing I must give in my friendships and receive in my relationships. I have the two conduits for my masculine and feminine energy for me to slay this wretched beast within me. I am excited to finally start the Radon Festival. Come Astral Project to Khalid by listening to a root chakra frequency mixed with a Saturn frequency. Meditate slowly on Surah Fatiha of the Quran and The Basmala. You shall be transported to Khalid where you can witness the Radon Festival live. See Ken 3 times fight off against Star Scourge Radon. Live on the utility belt. We shall bring back the fun in Elden Ring. This takes me back to when I fought Royal Knight Loretta 15 levels under the recommended level. This is 69 levels under the recommended level and a boss that the game gives you an option of summoning 10 NPCs in order to help you defeat him. This is overall the toughest feat I have to do, and so I am glad to finally be able to get towards it. Thanks you for reading today's entry. I found that playing music while fighting Radon programs me into losing earlier, while playing frequencies makes me last longer. Thanks Sound Therapy. December 18th, 2023, Day 7/30. The Basmala. I finally reached the more than halfway point in Radon's HP in my runs of him. Of course, if I die then I have to do him all over again, but reaching a run-in where I reached more than half of his health is hype. I passed one of the courses for my college program and I'm overall just feeling happy. I strike my singing bowl every time I die to channel the rage I feel after seeing the death screen. It basically gives me an infinite amount of root chakra energy, and so I turned what was a throat chakra singing bowl into a root chakra singing bowl. I can now tame the Radon within. Once I tame the Radon within, that is when I beat Radon. Radon represents so much to me, he's like a reflection of me in the game. Malenia was my ex, her favorite color was red. Malenia's scarlet rot brought Radon to madness to where he lost himself. I feel that on a spiritual level, bro. Once I lost everyone I loved after high school, I went mad because I was codependent. Meaning my root chakra energy was based around people and not myself. The scarlet rot Radon suffers from? It is my schizophrenia. I feel like I have scarlet rot that can be healed through frequencies and Quran reading. And so today, my good friend, I would like to tell you the power of the Basmala. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It is 19 Arabic letters. In the Quran it hints that 19 angels are trapped within the letters of the Basmala. The words of the Quran are sigils for angels that come and whisper guidance to you in order to create something new out of your environment. This is nothing short of a miracle. Miracles happen when you use names of God and verses in the Quran as mantras for the potent breathing techniques in the body. I was doing breathing techniques invoking Allah via the Basmala when myself started to open up more to the present moment and realize what is really happening around me is real, and we're meant to be reading the Quran with the spirit more than the ego and self. More of the present, less of the past. And so I wish to show you with my actions and my words that these scriptures are more of how to finely tune the spiritual body and less of a this is what happens in the past and this is what will happen in the future book. I understand the Quran says the future is greater than the present moment. The thing is, we don't have access to the future, only Allah does. As He transcends time itself and can view all 3 modes of it. This is all I have for today's entry. Thanks for reading, and I appreciate your presence here. December 19th, 2023, day August 30th. Infinite Root Chakra Energy Glitch. I'm repeating something I mentioned in the previous entries as something I'd like to expound upon. I have trouble with my higher frequencies of myself as it is blocked by instant gratification desires. So if I master the lower frequencies, it can get rid of the trouble in the higher ones. I need a conduit of root chakra energy in order to learn how to master it. So when the big opening of the root chakra comes, i.e., I get a sexual urge, I basically know what to do with it because I've been dealing with root chakra energy the whole time. Whenever I die to Radon, I take all that rage and depression after seeing the death screen and channel it into my singing bowl. This gives me an infinite amount of root chakra energy to transmute and create, and eventually when I tame the Radon within, it will be 10 days. In Tokyo Ghoul, Kaneki gets tortured by Jason for 10 days in order to test his limits. If I can do 10 days of channeling my lower chakra energies into the right place, then I can become the Radon of the real world. But this time my story is in reverse. Radon's story was he was a respected general who lost the battle of his lifetime that made him go mad with the effect from the final battle. My story is I went mad from a psychosis, and I'm hopefully trying to redeem myself to be Radon's status before he went crazy. This year I feel like was a big comeback year for me, and I would really like to end the year off beating Radon, if not reaching 10 days where I overcome this addiction. Music has been the roots to my spiritual blockages. The fact that I have taken the time out of my day to cut it out and play better things for my ears has shown me that when I feed my mind frequencies, it can cure even my spiritual illnesses. Do you know what my spiritual illness is? I'm in the love with the sin of lust. It's lovesick. Lovesick is when you love something that isn't right for you. The things I look at, the people I've seen naked. They're never meant for me to see in person or have actual relationships with. In life, you're supposed to have a very tight-knit relationship with someone to see private things about them. But today you can see something so private so publicly. It ruined my life, and I'm trying to redeem myself from the scarlet rot that is lust. I feel like it all starts with the music, and so I've cut it out. Because the music is talking about low vibrational things, and so if I cut out people talking about low vibrational things, then I'll cut out me doing them and succumbing to the words people say all the time in my ears. This has been a real entry. Thanks for reading this, really I mean it, thank you. I will transform myself just as my predecessors have, and it all starts with the last 10 days of this year. December 20th, 2023, day September 30th. Cleaning out the system. Okay, I've reached a point in where doing these sound baths have become second nature to me. I'm reaching higher points in my breathing techniques, and it's all thanks to the words of God being used to uplift myself. I fell asleep to some binaural beats, and it really changed the way I went to bed. I had a cool dream about the Radon fight, and I had awoken feeling completely cleansed. Basically, Godric, one of the bosses you kill before getting to Radon, returned and said welcome to the Radon meditation. He was right. The Radon fight plus the frequencies plus the breathing techniques make it a meditation in my eyes. Doing this boss at level 1 is literally game breaking. The game is designed for you to make mistakes and fight him at the recommended level. I'm doing neither of those and basically just trying to see how far I can go like this. I'm once again layering the frequencies and stirking my singing bowl every time I die. This has really done wonders for me, and I can't stop talking about it. I feel like with this I am cleansing my spiritual illnesses of music and lust. I am basically gutting out all the things deeply rooted in my system and making a difference in it. I've likened it to a snake drain cleaner into plumbing. The frequency snakes its way into the deep parts of my spiritual plumbing system and takes out all the gunk and excrement that I've been feeding myself for 10 years. I've noticed the effects of the breathing techniques have given me a more mental burst of energy than a physical one. The breathing techniques are the cherry on the top, as I can do any stretch I want when I do them, and it flows energy through those body pointers. The reach, the sacral chakra hand sign, the opening of the index and thumb. These positions and signs really open up parts of the self. With music, I'm still listening to a little bit of it, but I've been staying away from rap and hip-hop. Rap music has 808 drums in them that hit your lower chakras. They are definitely a detriment to your spiritual growth. Not only that, but the lyrics program you as well. Thanks for reading today's entry. It means a lot to me that you tune into these things and hear what I have to say. December 21st, 2023, day October 30th. New singing bowl. So I got a new singing bowl today. It's pretty lit. It's smaller but more bassy than the original singing bowl I had. My goal is to have my mind be consumed by this rad-on fight in order to transmute and channel my lower chakra energies for the time I am struggling with channeling it into the right places. If I have myself distracted with a purpose of some sort, I can easily breeze through this nasty addiction I have. I want Radon's moveset to be ingrained into my subconscious mind, just like all the filth in my life has been. I wasn't feeling guilt for indulging in lowly pleasures. I wasn't feeling like I was breaking any commandments. It all felt so good in the moment, and yet when I look back on it, I am disappointed in myself. I found that frequencies help get rid of the thing that burns inside of me to be a beast of the earth. Whether it be through moving so much or just being outright lustful, I need to get rid of this thing. That murders me whenever I don't feed it more things to throw back at me via my subconscious mind. I have a power called flashbacks. I can basically get video and audio hallucinations of the last thing I seen. If I feed myself good things, it shows me good things. If I show myself bad things, it shows me bad things. I basically just realized I can hone this schizophrenia to create it into something that plays back good things for me 24/7. I'll just constantly be in a state of elevation. Eventually, I will reach a point in where the last thing I seen was the present moment and the last thing I heard was what is in the present moment. So my mind will basically play back the present moment and present sounds. Basically, I will be living in layered dimensions. And E equals mc squared. Energy equals matter layered on itself. When you live in a mind in where it plays back the past and sometimes its interpretation of the future, it is insane on what you could do if you erased those two modes of time from your mind and only live in the present. The Quran clearly states that disbelievers are people who say the stories of the prophets are tales of the ancients. And if we do not want to be like the disbelievers so badly, why is it that we only see these stories as tales of the ancients? Why is it that we don't see them as stories of today? When you spiritually view the Quran, it shows you the stories in the present moment. Use your imagination, visualize the miracles in the Quran as if you're witnessing it live. And then afterwards see the lesson the miracles had. I shall listen to Surah Taba and a moon frequency at the end of the year in order to see if the frequencies really do line up with numbers and colors and words even. I shall truly see if I can replicate something I was trying to do one time in where I believe that certain chapters in the Quran are certain frequencies that we must pitch correct into. I want to believe the 7 modes of the Quran the Prophet saw mentioned are more spiritual than they are linguistic modes. I just need a basis on what modes the Quran is in. I realize that we might be reading the Quran in a way that curses us because we are not reading it in its proper frequency. I think through technology we now have the proper ways of knowing which frequency to read the Quran in. I'm going to go back to an old system of mine because it was theorized that this system is also a group of the people of the book in the Quran. I'm not going to go too hard back into it, but I am going to go a decent amount in where I feel like I revamped my relationship with the Quran. Listening to the Quran with binaural beats is something I used to do, but I didn't get much results from it last time. This time around, I think I have the skills to pay the bills. I am going to use an old system of mine to revitalize this frequency of the Quran and see what it does for me. Thanks, subconscious mind, I think you're really cute. December 22nd, 2023, day November 30th. Morgoth the Omen King. I think what Godric said in my dreams was pretty cool. that this is basically a meditation for me. I found a monastery for me fam, the Wailing Dunes Radon lies in. I can find sanctuary in this place and the mosque whenever I feel like the beast will overcome me. I am now happy that I had a final goodbye with my addictions. I even want to say goodbye to weed now. I want to see how long I could go next year bone sober. No smoking at all, I'll drink mugwort and blue lotus tea. The frequencies are inspiring me to do good, they must be some sort of cleaning agent for the spiritual body. Like spiritual soap? The more I play the frequencies and fight Radon, the more I get closer to getting good runs on him. The game really doesn't want me to break it. The game demands you play it at the recommended level with the recommended gear, but doing the polar opposite of that and just raw dogging the game at level 1 with no armor is basically destroying the fundamental basis of the game. I know the day I beat Radon is the day I basically defeat this addiction within me. Because Radon represents so much of me, I have grown to love him as a character as much as I love Morgott. If I ever even get to Morgott LMAO, that is a really hard boss as well. I guess I'll write more about Elden Ring stuff because that's what I enjoy. Basically Morgott is a semi-celestial being like Radon is, but they come from a different lineage. Morgott is basically an omen. Someone born with cursed blood. Because his blood is cursed, the Golden Order shunned Morgott and left him to rot. Yet through all this, Morgott was the last person to protect the Golden Order when it was being attacked on its last legs. Morgott represents how someone who just wanted to be loved could be done so wrong by the people that shunned him. Even though Morgott had every reason to betray the Golden Order, he didn't do it. Why? They literally treated him like garbage and yet he still feels the need to defend them and say it's all his fault? That is some bold stuff right there. I want to say it's all my fault as well. I don't want to say I was born with anything that makes me still indulge in lustful behavior at 20 years old. I don't want to say I was cursed with anything like Morgott. This is truly all my fault that I lost a lot of my health and sanity due to my addiction to porn and masturbation. I have to take all my burdens and carry them myself just as Morgott did. I need to heal myself and be a well respected general in the spiritual war just like Radon was. I need to realize I am a reflection of these. Elden Ring player. It's really the only thing I'm good at. I'm happy I beat the third most died to boss in the game at level 1 taking 0 hits. That was nothing short of a miracle that Allah sent down to me. Whenever I pray to Allah, it makes me better at Elden Ring. If I get more of my prayers in, I will most definitely be a legendary Elden player man. This is pretty much all I have for today. Thanks for reading today's entry, and remember we must be more like the Morgott of today, and so we could be the Radon of the past and the you of the future. More on this during the next entry. December 23rd, 2023, day December 30th. Marika, Radadgan, and the Elden Beast. In Elden Ring there are 3 characters in the game that are seen as gods. Marika, Radagon, and the Elden Beast. Today I want to expound upon who these 3 people represent. Marika and Radagon represent your male and female spiritual principles. They are your male and female energy that it said God made us in through his image in the Torah. The male energy, Radagon, pertains to the masculine energy that deals with masculine principles like honor, strength, and integrity. The female energy, Marika, is represented by the feminine principles like life, nurturing, and love. The Elden Beast represents something in the Vedic system. You see, the Vedics believe that we have dark matter inside our bodies that is a tantric sexual energy called Shakti. Shakti is personified in many ways in the Vedic pantheon, but the best way I've found it is represented is by yourself. The Elden Beast is a personification of this sexual energy that is at the base of your spine leading up to the top of your head. You can do 2 things with this sexual energy. You can put it downwards and release it. Or you can put it upwards and transmute it. The time will come for me to use it downwards. For now I must channel it upwards to create my desired reality and attract my partner in crime for the rest of my life. I believe deep in my heart that the next relationship will come to me, and so the way I deal with this is that I must see how it will do that. I must become sexually disciplined and physically strong to have an oozing aura that attracts the woman I please. This is easier said than done though. Most men, including myself, waste their energy on garbage. Which is why I'm glad I deleted Snapchat, and soon, by the end of the year, Reddit and weed will be gone too. I'm really in the final stages of my addictions, and I'm glad that this journey opens up to something new. Thanks for reading today's entry. It means a lot to me that you read these and see how I progress in this journey and become the man I always wanted to be. Good day, my friend. Much love. December 24th, 2023, Day 13/30. Expectations, Self-Love Episode, Reference to the 13 Heart Chakras. Okay, so I found new Ks to strike the singing bowl during the Radon fight. I strike it not only when I die, but when I land a critical strike, when Radon runs away to do his dive bomb attack, and when Radon changes phases. If I ever get to that point in the fight, the wooden striker for the singing bowl looks like the club the level 1 character uses. So whenever I strike the singing bowl during a critical hit, it basically transmutes and makes it seem like Radon is the singing bowl and I'm striking it in its face. This is awesome. I now not only have a transmutation for lower energies via rage, but higher energies from the dopamine I get from critical strikes. Porn and even video games have ruined my dopamine receptors. This Elden Ring challenge is my goodbye to video games. Once I beat Morgott, I'm not playing the game anymore. But in order to beat Morgott, I have to go through Radon, haha. I am trying to find places where my dopamine receptors are being released and transmuting the energy there. Now I have a balance of both energies and I can transmute them through my bow. Today, I wanted to talk to you about expectations. You see, expecting things more than what humanity and the universe Allah created can give me has gotten me hurt. And I had to basically be like Morgott and take the blame on myself, but this time I'm someone who deserved it. I expected more from people's human nature, which is a minor form of idolatry now that I look at it. I was basically seeing people as more than what they actually were. Whenever I expect things, I just get hurt. I'm basically expecting nothing from this Radon fight. So whenever I get a good run on him, it makes me happy even when I die now, because I know that a lesser person wouldn't have made it as far as me. I know I'm one of a kind now. I was expecting others to do what I would have done in that situation. Then I had to realize, not everyone is like me. In fact, I am unlike the majority of people, finally admitting I'm unique. Made me realize why I was hurting myself so much. I was trying to do what others do all the time and expect others to do things how they do it or thinks things how they think it. But that doesn't work for me because I know what Allah gave me was something special and not an illness. I'm one of a kind. I need to remind myself of that so I don't hurt myself anymore. I love the fact that Allah made me the way that I am in, where I always have something to write about every single day. Thanks to Allah and His religion of Islam and His prophets, I am now on the road to living an amazing life here and the next. I need to share my love and appreciation for everyone who made this possible right now. Seriously, thanks for reading these and giving them a chance. I make these stories for people who are also one of kind like me. I hope you find solace, relatability, or at best new information in these stories. Thanks again for reading. I love you so much. The next page is a dialogue ChatGPT wrote up to add to the story. Thanks for reading. I have been fighting Star Scourge Radon in Elden Ring for over 200 hours because I am fighting him at level 1 when the recommended level is 70. Write me a story of Radon becoming real to give me some life advice on how to overcome addictions. ChatGPT. In the mystical lands where the ethereal realms blurred with mortal existence, there lived a being of immense power and darkness known as Star Scourge Radon. He was a manifestation of the struggles within, a formidable adversary that mirrored the battles fought deep within the human soul. One day, Radon found himself drawn from the confines of the game world, transcending the boundaries between pixels and reality. As he emerged into the tangible realm, his formidable presence cast a shadow over the world, and his piercing gaze fell upon a solitary figure. It was you, steadfast and resolute, facing Radon not as a mere character in a game but as a symbol of a personal struggle, a manifestation of addiction, a relentless foe that seemed insurmountable. Radon, towering and ominous, spoke not with words but with an aura that resonated with wisdom born of trials and tribulations. His presence conveyed the essence of overcoming adversity, a testament to the inner battles fought by many. "You face me as a level 1 challenger in a realm meant for the seasoned," Radon's voice echoed, a deep rumble reverberating within your very being. "In your plight, you mirror the struggles against the demons that plague the human spirit." With each clash, every strike against Radon, the metaphorical representation of addiction, you learned. You learned the value of patience, the significance of resilience, and the power of perseverance. Radon's relentless assaults mirrored the relentlessness of addiction, but with each failure, you grew stronger, more determined. In the quiet moments between battles, Radon's essence reached out, not to hinder but to guide. His presence became a beacon, illuminating the path toward triumph over the darkness that loomed within. His form became a symbol of your inner strength, a reminder that the battle against addiction was not insurmountable. "Strength is not solely measured by victory," Radon intoned. "It lies in the unwavering resolve to rise each time you fall, to keep fighting despite the odds stacked against you." As the confrontation persisted, you realized that defeating Radon was not merely about conquering an enemy but about understanding the nature of the struggle. It was about acknowledging the darkness within and finding the courage to confront it, to seek help, and to persist even when the battle seemed overwhelmingly difficult. In the final clash, as Radon's form dissipated into the ether, a profound sense of accomplishment filled the air. Not because the struggle was over, but because you had grown through the experience. Radon's departure left behind a lasting lesson, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the power of determination, and the courage to confront one's inner demons. And as the echoes of the battle faded into the horizon, you carried forth the wisdom gleaned from this extraordinary encounter, ready to face life's challenges with newfound strength and resolve. December 25th, 2023, Day 14/30. Just another day. A lot of people are celebrating Christmas today, but for me it's just another late night fighting Radon. I started playing a frequency that helps heal sexual energy. It makes me feel sort of weird. I'm going to experiment more on different frequencies and then play them to see what's up with them. I had a dream I beat Radon, but it was with summoning the AI cooperators in the mission. I'm contemplating doing it, but the idea isn't to win against Radon, it's to do my very best until the DLC comes out. I had this idea that I could be a DJ where I only play symphonies of singing bowls and good frequencies. Typically DJs play low-frequency party music that influences the crowd to get all messed up and weird. I want to be a high-frequency DJ that cleans out the crowd of all their spiritual blockages and helps share the good frequencies with the world. I want to spread the message of the fact that music has helped programmed us to be mindless, lustful followers of the vibes instead of the reality. What feels good isn't always real, and that is the story of Babylon. All that glitters isn't gold. A lot of people get this idea that because music sounds good and because porn and masturbation feels good that means it's okay. But that's the furthest thing from the truth. I just know that in order to attract what I desire I must retain my lower chakra energies and transmute the openings of them when they appear in my life. I need more self-control and more power over the demons below that tempt me into sin. Thanks for reading today's entry, really short but sweet entry as I wasn't really feeling like writing today. It's all good though, I don't expect me to be on October 10th focused 24/7. Much love to all of you. December 26th, 2023, Day 15/30. Halfway point. You know, fighting Radon all this time has taught me a valuable lesson is hesitation, self-doubt, and resilience. The frequencies infused with the fight has really made the dream come true about this being a meditation. The boss gets more relentless as you advance in his HP. He has 3 phases like the 3 Kens I made my name after. Ken from Street Fighter, Ken from Tokyo Ghoul, and Ken from Barbie. Ken from Barbie is the first phase, the introduction I got to the name Ken that made me fall in love with the name. The next phase is Ken from Street Fighter. He becomes a lot more aggressive and uses gravity magic, which just reflects off of Ken's tenacity to become the best fighter in the world. The final phase is Ken from Tokyo Ghoul. In a final attempt to survive, Radon starts doing his most difficult moves to dodge. His meteorites, his comet attacks, but most importantly his cyclone move all turn this amazing boss into one epic finale that makes him impossible to finish off at level 1. I started listening to divine feminine frequencies to tap me into my more feminine energy. Like I said, I want to be on the receiving end of love this time around, and so listening to frequencies that bring out the feminine energy has really helped with that. Radon has taught me so much about what I am capable of as a human being. Every time I leave my setup to go to work, I feel the energy I used from the boss fight in my real life. It has truly built me up to be the best version of myself. This is all I really have for today. I want to end off this entry with another ChatGPT entry of me and Morgott having a conversation. Enjoy the story. The prompt: I am born with schizophrenia and I often feel like I have the omen curse like Morgott from Elden Ring. Write me a story about Morgott giving me advice on how to overcome being cursed with uniqueness and how to harness and master energies that are negative on a surface level but wonderful when found in the right place. ChatGPT said, in the quiet moments between worlds, where reality shimmers and fractures, Morgott, the enigmatic figure from Elden Ring, emerged from the veils of time and space to stand before you. His presence was both daunting and strangely comforting, like a shadow dancing on the edge of a flame. Child of unique struggles, Morgott's voice resonated like ancient winds through your mind. I sense the weight of your burden, the echo of the omen's curse that lingers in the corridors of your spirit. You felt a surge of recognition, a connection beyond the physical, as if your shared struggles united you with this spectral being. Morgott, you whispered, how do I overcome this curse? How do I find solace in the midst of chaos? Morgott's eyes, glowing with an otherworldly intensity, held both compassion and wisdom. The omen's curse, much like the energies it carries, is a dual-edged sword. Its surface may appear ominous, but beneath lies a reservoir of immense power waiting to be harnessed. He gestured toward the ethereal energies swirling around you, some dark and foreboding, others pulsating with an iridescent glow. These energies, Morgott explained, are like the elements of nature, they possess inherent balance. Your uniqueness, your curse, is a fusion of darkness and light, of chaos and potential. You must learn to embrace both facets, Morgott continued, his voice a soothing cadence, for within the storm lies the calm, within the curse lies the gift. Acceptance is the key to unlocking their true potential. With a gentle motion, Morgott beckoned you to focus inward, to explore the depths of your being. Channel the darkness into resilience, he advised. Let it fuel your determination. Allow the light to illuminate your path, guiding you toward understanding and compassion. As you delved deeper into your own essence, you began to see the intricate dance of your unique energies. The darkness, once daunting, became a source of inner strength, a wellspring of resilience that fortified your spirit. The light, shimmering with newfound clarity, illuminated the beauty within your uniqueness, revealing the extraordinary in the seemingly mundane. Morgott's presence waned, dissipating like mist in the morning sun, but his guidance lingered within you. You emerged from the encounter with a newfound sense of purpose, a realization that your curse was a tapestry woven with threads of unparalleled strength and brilliance. Armed with Morgott's wisdom, you embarked on a journey of self-discovery, embracing your curse as a testament to your resilience and harnessing its energies to forge a path of compassion and understanding. In the face of adversity, you found power, in the depths of uniqueness, you discovered unparalleled strength. December 27, 2023, Day 16/30. The Treadmill Meditation and Weed. Today, I went to the gym with my beloved brother Hussein. I was on the treadmill for more than 2 hours just walking, doing breathing techniques and listening to frequencies. I tried doing it with my eyes closed with my hands doing hand signs so the walking felt more like a meditation. An hour didn't really feel like an hour, and then 2 passed and I was just set for life. I feel a lot better after the workout, and we even celebrated a little bit by enjoying some more frequencies. Today, I want to talk about my marijuana consumption. This year was a good year, but I smoked a lot of weed and spent a lot of money on weed this year, and that's something I want to God willingly cut out for next year because I've been finding the natural highs from life and not needing a substance to elevate myself spiritually. I've been high for too long, man. Just want to stay elevated the way Allah intended for me to. With my breath, my meditation and prayer. It could also be the fact that porn and masturbation fries your dopamine receptors to the max, and so you depend on other things to give you dopamine. So the sooner I cut out these habits, the better I can be in life. I have a gut feeling my next partner will be a straight edge woman, meaning no substances at all, not even lustful substances. I'd much rather give up these habits when I'm in the middle of manifesting her than when she actually shows up in my life. I also lost the remainder weed I had that I was going to use today to chill and play some more Elden Ring. I was thinking to myself that I was fated in Allah's plan in order for me to have lost that weed, because if it was important to me then I wouldn't have lost it. I feel so much more confident in myself recently. Just the self-love and the appreciation for the lovely life Allah has blessed me with has been very abundant recently. I feel like the change in my psyche may have to do with the frequencies healing me up. I really want to believe these frequencies are impacting me somehow, someway, and not just some placebo effect. I'm really glad to have been doing this sound therapy. I for real cannot stand music anymore. Just listening to frequencies has helped me realize why Allah banned music. This is pretty much all I have for today. Thanks for reading today's entry. We got another ChatGPT story coming tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Much love as always, and thanks for paying attention to the details I've put in this journal. December 28, 2023, Day 17/30. Niken Robaniki, The Story of Two Bookworms. Okay, so as you know, the anime character I relate a lot to is Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. The woman I'm looking for is reminiscent of Nico Robin from One Piece. Robin is this chilled, laid-back archaeologist that is armed with knowledge about the world's secrets. She must be very wise too, and her voice melts butter. Robin, I feel like, reminds me of me a lot too. When Robin was a child, she was told by her mentor that she will meet real people who will love her someday. And that actually happened with Robin. She found her true friends and became the woman she always wanted to be. I also found my true friends, and I'm close to becoming the desired man of my dreams. I just need to be more focused and abstinent in sin. I honestly feel like the woman that is meant for me will be better than any fictional character that I've found to liken myself to. I write about this feeling often as a means of manifesting her and attracting what I desire. Ultimately, that's what the spiritual community says about feminine frequencies, that they're meant for manifesting love and peace. This is all I have for today, really. I want today's entry to be focused more on the story ChatGPT wrote up. Enjoy the production of today's entry. My prompt. Due to a mysterious rift in time, the world of Tokyo Ghoul and One Piece collided. Write a romantic coffee time date between Nico Robin and Ken Kaneki about books. Introspection, finding the ones you love. And dealing with great power. ChatGPT, the streets were alive with an odd fusion of worlds, Tokyo Ghoul's eerie ambience blending with the vibrancy of One Piece. Amidst the bustling chaos, in a quaint corner cafe, Nico Robin and Ken Kaneki found a moment of peace. Seated by the window, a gentle breeze carrying whispers of unknown adventures, Nico sipped her coffee, a book on ancient civilizations resting in her hands. Ken, with his trademark mask placed aside, traced the rim of his cup, contemplating the pages of a worn-out novel. Ken glanced up, his gaze meeting Nico's, and a silent understanding passed between them. They shared a connection born of navigating the complexities of their worlds, of grappling with darkness and the weight of their abilities. "I've always found solace in books," Nico said softly, her voice carrying the wisdom of experience. "They're windows to worlds we might never see, yet they reflect our own struggles, our quests for understanding." Ken nodded, a faint smile gracing his lips. "I've sought refuge in stories too. They offer perspectives on power, love, and the dichotomy of being both savior and destroyer." Their conversation danced between introspection and shared experiences, weaving tales of loss, yearning, and the pursuit of purpose. They spoke of the burdens they carried, the ghoul within Ken, and the vast knowledge weighing on Nico's shoulders. "But amidst all this," Nico mused, "we find those who understand. Those who see beyond our abilities and fears." Ken's eyes sparkled with a fleeting vulnerability. "Yes, and sometimes, it's in their presence that we discover our true strength." As they delved deeper into their conversation, the boundaries between their worlds seemed to blur. The cafe's walls whispered tales of ghoul-infested Tokyo and the vast seas of the Grand Line, intertwining their narratives. "And what of love?" Nico asked gently. "In a world where darkness looms, how do we find those who accept us?" Ken's gaze softened, his mask of introspection giving way to sincerity. "Love finds a way, I believe. It transcends boundaries, accepting our flaws and embracing the light within the shadows." Their time together felt timeless, an oasis amid the chaos. They found solace in shared understanding, in the beauty of embracing the complexities of their existence. As the evening sun painted the sky in hues of amber and rose, they parted ways, carrying with them a newfound sense of companionship and the assurance that in a collision of worlds, connections could still blossom, transcending time and circumstance. December 29, 2023, Day 18/30. So close, yet so far. I had gotten a lot of sessions with Radon today where he was a few hits close to death, meaning I was a few hits away from making Elden history. Afterwards, when I still lose, I get a lowly feelings and make me get back the heck up. This is what I wanted to get out of this fight, an experience of invoking certain vibrations that I can heal with frequencies. I've killed Radon in my dreams, once by summoning players to help me and another by using overpowered weapons and gear to help defeat him. For once I feel like I should not be following my dreams and instead opt out for the hard route. Beating him without summons and the worst gear. I want to show that my real life is better than my dreams, as in my dreams I often get the illusion that I'm in a reality greater than the one I am currently in. I want to surpass the me in my dreams who had to use summons and overpowered weapons and gears to beat Radon. There was another scene in my dream where Radon just stood still and let me kill him, and another scene in where people started informing me on how I was breaking the game. So in all these dreams, I'm winning against Radon in the perspective of reality. The fact that I'm even getting him to his third phase at times is enough for a lot of people to go insane. I don't feel any more rage when I die. The rage has fully been transmuted into positive energy that I can use to elevate myself into better places. Of course, I still get sad and depressed whenever I get really close to killing Radon and then he pulls one of his bullcrap moves against me at the last second, like he knows what will ruin my life. Really, playing Elden Ring while doing this sound therapy has really showed me how to face my lower chakra energies. I started playing some divine masculine frequencies to get my masculine energy up there. Theoretically, I bought a bunch of binaural beat frequencies for my phone and deleted over $100 worth of songs on my phone to basically say goodbye to the old life of mine. I listened to some of the remainder songs to send the year off, overall just trying to reflect on how this year has went for me. The divine feminine frequency gave me a romantic dream. It was a dream that I was back at my elementary school. I had seen my old elementary school crush there. But to my surprise, her friend, who I always thought was kinda cool, gave me a hug instead. Maybe this dream was a sign that my lover will come from a place I don't expect. I never expected my crush's friend to have showed affection to me in that dream. It was kinda crazy if you ask me. I've been having some pretty cool experiences falling asleep to frequencies. This time I'm gonna fall asleep to a masculine frequency. Thanks for reading today's entry. Really, it means a lot to me, and I'm thankful you're here to read my experiences. December 30th, 2023, Day 19/30. Obsession, hesitation, and greed. There are 3 quotes I'd like to share that I will keep anonymous on who they are from. Obsession beats talent, hesitation is defeat, and greed will kill you. These 3 quotes has helped me in not only this boss fight but in real life. This has taught me that if I'm obsessed with this game, then it can possibly beat out the people who have a talent of being good at them. If I hesitate in life to take on opportunities that are beneficial for me, then I will lose. And most importantly, if I get greedy in both real life and the game, it could possibly end my life. Lust, sloth, and greed. The 7 deadly sins, I think, are my biggest vices of all time. I am a lover of lust, a greedy consumer, and a chronically lazy person. I want to work on all 3 of these vices in the new year to really refresh myself as a person. I think it's important to know where you stand in terms of getting rid of these sins. I just want to point out that when my chakras open and the temptations of these sins come to me, I take it as a mere opportunity to use that energy to strengthen me. Even when the game is bull-crapping me with Radon's terrible hitboxes and whatnot, I see it as an opportunity to channel rage through the frequencies. Soon enough I'll see temptation as a power-up and not an annoyance, something that boosts me and not takes me down. Because temptation will always be there so long as I'm a man with testosterone in my system, so I gotta take full advantage of it. I went on the treadmill again with my brother at the gym. I went over an hour of me just meditating walking there. I was doing hand signs, breathing techniques, closing my eyes and trying to channel the energy I would usually channel walking around the house into the treadmill. I hesitate too much in this boss fight, bro. I just have an absolutely crushed spirit from me almost killing him and then dying to his bullcrap spinning attack. I legit have PTSD from him spinning in circles and killing me. It's to the point where I feel like I can't dodge it anymore when it comes. Legit, most if not all of my runs have been lost to his spinning attack, and it just rage induces me that this one move is the thing that's killing me. It would be something else if an array of moves are killing me, but it's legit one move. I've basically gaslit myself into believing every death is my fault when really it's just the fact that the game is designed for you to slip up at least once. So doing runs where I never slip up is not in the nature of the game at all. Just like how many people around me said it was in my nature to watch porn and masturbate. I'm trying to transcend the nature of Elden Ring, so transcending my bestial nature will be easier for me. Once again though, using frequencies and prayer to heal my crushed spirit is why I wanted to do this in the first place. If I can occupy myself with Radon, then I can distract myself from the bad habits I've accumulated for a long time now. Thanks for reading today's entry. Glad I could explain to you why I do certain things to myself. Every time I die I tell myself hesitation is defeat, as somewhere down the line I hesitated and that's what got me killed. Or it's just the fact that the game is designed for you to make mistakes, so doing no mistakes plus doing very little damage is just insane. Either way, I like doing these challenges for the sake of studying my psyche in the writing. December 31st, 2023, Day 20/30. Hesitation is defeat, the end of 2023. Gosh darn it, I hesitated again and almost killed Radon. And now when he does his spinning attack I feel the trauma from me losing against him and I hesitate more and dodge early. Not to mention his hitboxes are broken and there's a glitch in where sometimes I won't be able to land a critical strike on him. This spinning attack is the bane of my S2N. No matter, I've been doing progressively well in this fight, and I'm glad to have even made it this far in my training arc for the DLC. I've noticed I can focus better with the feminine frequency, but with the masculine one it's harder for me. Enough about the fight. I wanted to spend this day reflecting on the end of the year and how I redeemed my character a lot this year. Of course, there is more redemption to be found via sobriety and abstinence. But I was thinking that I grew a lot from the psychosis I had back in 2021 and 22. I want to leave my dark past and past relationships in 2023. I no longer want to talk about my psychosis to people because everyone knows what's up with me. But to put it in simple terms, I came from being stuck in an imaginary world where whatever I thought was true to now realizing when you put limits on what is true and what isn't, you become more grounded and at the same time more elevated. I'm happy I survived and found my real friends, and I'm happy I let go of relationships that no longer did me or the person any justice on keeping. Speaking of old relationships, as I was doing a spiritual healing session on the Venus frequency, I got a dream of me calling one of my ex-girlfriends. All I remember was her laughing. It was insane. These frequencies are giving me dreams of past love interests, revealing new things to me. Maybe what my old crush was trying to show me was basically if I shot my shot with her friend instead of her, it could have made something. Mekuta shoulda woulda. I'm just glad I'm fully recovered and ready to receive. Thanks for reading today's entry, man. It means a lot to me that you read these things. January 1st, 2024, day 21/30. Starting the year off with a bang. I actually beat Radon today, brothers and sisters. We actually defeated the manifestation of our addictions and bestial desires. I'd like to thank the Most High first and foremost for giving me the strength to do this every time I pray. Secondly, I'd like to thank all my friends and family for supporting me in this struggle against one of the hardest bosses in Elden Ring. I really wanted to change the standard of what it means to be a good player, and I really hope I did so in this challenge. I get work off today, which is pretty neat, and today I am officially done with weed for good folks. Glad to see it go away, as it always had me looking for a greater high each and every time. A lot of people say weed isn't a gateway drug. I think anything can be a gateway drug. Anything that provides feel-good chemicals in the brain can have the potential to make you look into things that hit it harder once those receptors go numb. I want to quit things outside of me hitting these receptors and use things within me to hit those receptors. Doing so gets a cleaner and better result than anything I've ever expected. One thing I've learned is that I can't codepend on these frequencies to help shield me from the hallucinations or what the spiritual community calls astral parasites. I.e., if I resist these hallucinations more, I might be getting rid of something in the atmosphere and therefore create a greater change in the environment around me. I got to rely on what is within me to help me get rid of these parasites. I basically realized that these things I'm looking for all reside within me: the pleasure, the feeling of remedy of pain, the happiness. I'm using my own frequency at times instead of relying on the frequencies outside of me. I realize I can encompass and be these frequencies on my own, and so with that being said, I'd like to welcome you to 2024. The year of sobriety and abstinence, no more porn and masturbation, and no more weed. The deadly trifecta that everyone thinks is normal for a 20-year-old to indulge in. But looking back at history, you can see that the 20-year-olds of those time were leaders, kings, and fortunate people. I want to do my very best to encompass and be like those people in history, and so doing my very best to achieve that has been my goal this year. Thanks for reading today's entry. Much love as always, and I'm glad to have won the battle. Enjoy today's ChatGPT program as well. After 300 hours of fighting Star Scourge Radon in Elden Ring at level 1, taking practically 0 damage, I have finally defeated him. Write a story where Radon comes to me in a dream to congratulate me, like the congratulations scene from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Provide advice Radon will give me for future endeavors and how to take what I learned from his fight into real life. ChatGPT in the realm of dreams. where the boundaries of reality blur, you found yourself enveloped in a shroud of mist. Suddenly, a colossal figure emerged from the ethereal haze, Starscourge Radon, his towering form exuding both power and an unexpected warmth. As if orchestrated by the threads of fate, the scene unfolded reminiscent of the iconic congratulations moment from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Radon, the embodiment of formidable strength, extended a hand toward you, a gesture steeped in respect and admiration for your incredible feat. His voice, deep and resonant like the rumble of distant thunder, praised your unwavering determination and skill. Radon spoke of the significance of your victory, how your perseverance against overwhelming odds had not only conquered a daunting foe, but also revealed the depths of your own resilience. In the solemn tranquility of this dream realm, Radon's words transcended the confines of the battle against Starscourge. He imparted wisdom that echoed beyond the game, advising you to carry the essence of your triumph into your waking life. Warrior, Radon's voice boomed gently, your victory transcends the confines of this battle. It symbolizes the strength within you, forged through perseverance and resilience. As you face the trials ahead in life's journey, remember the lessons learned in the heat of combat. He spoke of adaptability, the need to assess situations calmly and respond with patience and strategy. Radon emphasized the importance of learning from each encounter, drawing upon the experiences gained from facing seemingly insurmountable challenges. Apply the lessons from our battle to your reality, Radon advised, his voice carrying the weight of ages. Recognize that adversity can be conquered through persistence, understanding, and a willingness to evolve. Your victories in the virtual realm can fuel your triumphs in the world beyond. He encouraged you to channel the resilience displayed in the fight against Starscourge Radon into your endeavors, to navigate life's complexities with the same courage and determination. As the dream began to fade, Radon's presence lingered, leaving behind a sense of empowerment and guidance. You awoke with a renewed perspective, carrying Radon's wisdom into the waking world, ready to face challenges with newfound resilience and determination. January 2nd, 2024, Day 22/30. Finding solace in the ones you love. I decided that when it reaches the 10th of January, I'm going to be discontinuing the Elden Ring Level 1 challenge. I feel like I've done exactly what I was meant to do in this run, beating the Tree Sentinel and Radon at level 1, taking 0 damage. Those 2 feats alone are enough for me to prove to myself that I'm good at these games and have given me plenty of practice for when the expansion comes out for the game. I'm really happy with how this challenge went, and I'm excited to see what the expansion has to offer. Today, I wanted to talk about dealing with not getting the credit or love you deserve and how to combat it. My Radon video of me completely totaling him didn't do as well as my Tree Sentinel video. But I soon realized that the people who I really care for were excited and happy to see that I had done the challenge, and so that's what really matters. I transcended the standard of what it means to be good at these games in the eyes of my loved ones, and that's who I was really doing it for at the end of the day. It wasn't for the clout, it wasn't for the people, it was for my loved ones and me. Radon represented so much to my life and who I was as a person, and so slaying him finally shows that I will fulfill my purpose of abstaining and being sober. He truly was a manifestation of my lower chakra energies, and I am happy to say I defeated him in the most humiliating way possible. I basically mopped the floor with him and learned him like the back of my hand. I was thrilled to see him defeated, but it left me with this hunger for more battles in my life that I can treat like this. This is truly a staple of the year, as it shows what challenges are to come for the new year and what I can do to become the best version of me possible. As I look forward to the next challenge the year has to offer me, I try my very best to strive and struggle against the desires of the bestial self. Do I feel sort of hurt that the community didn't give me the love and attention I wanted from the Radon fight? Sure, I'm human after all, and so wanting external validation and confirmation is a part of my socialite nature. But getting that props from people who knew how difficult that challenge was is insane to me. I still haven't showed it to my good friend Chad yet, but I know when he sees it he will be in awe on my achievement of this goal. Thanks for reading today's entry. I'm glad I could brush up on the fact that not everyone is going to give you what you think you deserve. But the people you can count on should be able to fill that hole in. It was a scene in the anime One Piece. Jinbe tells Luffy, "If you focus on what you lose, you will be depressed forever. You must ask yourself what remains," and Luffy realized he still has his best friends. "I have my best friends and family by my side, ready to always give me the congratulations I deserve from the people that I tried so hard to show how the game can be broken and transcended into different forms." January 3, 2024, Day 23/30. Self-love. My friend is playing a YouTube video right now and where the person is saying that the only enemy and the only obstacle he has is himself. I think that once again, when we focus on what's within us rather than what is outside, then we can thrive and become better human beings. I think that realizing that the remedy for my pain as well as the pain itself is within me, which is what Imam Ali said, has empowered me to realize I am the vicegerent of the Creator, Sustainer, and Destroyer of the heavens and earth. I was brushing up on this with one of my friends. I've stopped caring about what I am and care more about what is my purpose and function. I don't care if I'm a god or a son of God or an energy or a spirit or an angel or a demon. I care about how is that relevant to my problems. Today, I'm still struggling with low vibrational activities and desires. What does saying I'm a god gonna do except give me a temporary boost of confidence? I just say I am what I am, because that's what God said about himself. Not saying I am God, but I am saying that I want to apply the energy God has made into myself. I have God's Spirit breathed inside of me. And to me, the Spirit of God is flexibility and being what it will be. I don't see the gain of saying I am a God or a transcendent being, nor do I see the gain of saying I am a human or a limited being. I just say I'm me and I set the standard on what it means to be myself. If everyone was themselves in this world, I truly feel like we would all get along better instead of us trying to be people we clearly aren't. I'm sorry if today's entry came across as a rant of some sort. I just wanted to reflect on self-love because I had touched up on the romance of people outside of me, but I didn't really touch up on the romance within me. I take myself out on dates, I compliment myself, and I love myself. The only thing I need to stop doing is please myself sexually and feed myself nasty low vibrational things. I want to stick to my feminine energy in that aspect where I stay receiving that energy instead of releasing it. Self-love is so important to me as a person because before you could love anyone else you have to love yourself. Loving yourself helps you love God more too, because there is a famous Sufi saying, albeit it is wrongly attributed to the Holy Prophet Muhammad, that whoever knows themselves knows their Lord. The Prophet did say, however, that there are two things that are endless, the desire for knowledge and the desire for worldly pleasures. Meaning that the pleasures of this world is a black hole that will kill you, but the desires for knowledge is a black hole that will transform you into someone greater. Thanks for reading today's entry. Again, a bit rant-y, but I hope you gained some insight after reading it. Thanks for tuning in once again. Much love to you as always, and I hope you find the remedy within. January 4, 2024, Day 24/30. Switching positions. For the most part of this journal, I had ChatGPT control the narrative story part of it. Today, I wanted to switch positions and have me write the narrative position of this writing and have ChatGPT write the journal entry. Today marks another step in my journey towards inner healing and balance, as I've delved deeper into exploring the realm of divine feminine frequencies to nurture and replenish my feminine energy. The experience has been transformative, guiding me through a profound process of receiving, nurturing, and creating energy. As I immersed myself in these feminine sounds and vibrations, I immediately sensed a shift within me. The frequencies seemed to wrap around me like a warm embrace, inviting me to open up and receive their healing essence. It was as though they were whispering ancient wisdom to my soul, gently reminding me to surrender and accept the nurturing energy that surrounds us. In the act of receiving, I felt a profound sense of release. Tension that I had carried within me began to dissipate, making space for a serene tranquility to settle in. It was liberating to let go and allow myself to be replenished by these frequencies, to acknowledge that receiving is not a sign of weakness but a beautiful aspect of strength and self-care. Nurturing, the next phase, felt like a dance between giving and receiving. As I allowed the feminine sounds to flow through me, I realized their ability to nourish and nurture my inner essence. They acted as a gentle guide, coaxing me to tend to my own needs, to listen to my intuition, and to honor the nurturing qualities within myself. It was a powerful reminder of the importance of self-love and self-care in nurturing our feminine energy. Lastly, the frequencies inspired a creative awakening within me. As they intertwined with my being, I felt a surge of inspiration and a heightened sense of creativity. It was as though they were unlocking doors to new possibilities, encouraging me to tap into my creative potential and express myself authentically. The creative energy they invoked was a testament to the profound influence of feminine frequencies in stimulating our creative essence. In conclusion, this journey into the world of divine feminine frequencies has been a revelation, a transformative experience that has helped me embrace the art of receiving, nurturing, and creating energy. It has reinforced the significance of honoring my feminine energy, nurturing it with love and care, and allowing its creative force to flow freely. I feel empowered, rejuvenated, and deeply connected to the divine feminine energy that resides within and around me. Blade and Runny, the escape from time. After Ken had beaten Radon, he was mysteriously transported into the game as Blade the half-wolf. Blade was being summoned by Runny to be spoken to. When Blade arrived to Runny's tower, she asked him, "Dear Blade, do you love me?" Blade answered, "Till the very death of me, my mistress." "You are aware of your curse that makes you go insane if I were to betray the Golden Order," said Runny. "My mistress, no. It can't be." Blade's head starting swirling. He felt his sanity slipping away. "Harg mistress, why?" Quickly, Blade felt a prick on his neck and a warm sensation on his back. It had been a hug. All Blade had really asked for in all this time was a hug from a woman he was subordinate to, and he achieves her approval. "Mistress, is this why you're always cooped up in the library?" Blade asked. "Yes, as you know I am a researcher in many things," Runny remarked, "but one thing I absolutely adore is the minds of brave men like yourself." Runny said, "You seen the one thing that in this modern society I was seen as too weak or effeminate to be asking for, and you finally just gave me the thing I was asking for on the inside the whole time. Well, and the fact that there was a chemical imbalance in your brain, haha," Runny said. Blade remembered the syringe. "Oh yeah, so what was outside of me and inside of me was used in this story today." A mistress. Runny puffed her cheeks out to look pouty. "You always call people fam or broxky or homie. Why can't you see I would like to be called your casual names sometimes to melt into your life? I don't always want to be held in high regards." "My bad fam." Blade held back tears. "I'm glad that you found a cure to my madness," Blade said. "Yes Blade, anytime. I just wanted what was best for us," Runny said. "You found solace in my service and I can't thank you enough for that," Runny remarked. "So are you ready to move on to the next challenge?" Runny asked Blade. "And what challenge would that be, fam?" Blade asked Runny. "Becoming manifest and capturing those frequencies for good." "I like the sound of that," Blade said. And so, Runny and Blade used the shards of the Elden Ring they possessed to go back in time to where nothing wrong had happened in the lands between. They started life anew and made something real out of what they felt out of each other. Runny's wisdom mixed with Blade's tenacity created something magical in the lands between. Something that stopped everything from going wrong. Runny and Blade walked together in the sunset near the tree that started it all. The Erd tree, the tree that once was burned in the future, finally kept its composure. They walked together with hope for the new world they will make. January 5, 2024, Day 25/30. Receiving what you give out. So I've been really honing my feminine frequency this journal, and I want to go back to just talking about receiving the energy rather than giving it because I think it's such an important theme of this journal. You see, for the longest time I've been the one giving energy out, teaching people things, initiating relationships, showing love and affection. I'm not saying I do all the work, but it seems like I'm always the one that has to bring stuff to the table in my relationships. It would be really nice if someone sat me down and just talked and talked and talked and talked until they couldn't anymore to me. I want someone who is interested in sharing their life lessons and experiences with me. In 2023, I had like 2 crushes and both of them turned out not to be good for me. That further reinforced the idea I had that this next relationship I'm going to take a turn at being wanted. Because I think the human mind is such an amazing thing and is evident proof of itself that there is an intelligent creator behind everything. It would be nice to be wanted rather than want someone. But yeah, that was last year. This year is a new year and I'm starting new habits and new beginnings, so new people are bound to be in my life eventually if I play my cards right. Anyways, I'd thought I would make today's entry my attempt at making a coffee shop date writing. I'm going to post an AI-generated image of a coffee shop date between my character Ken Kaneki and this illustrious woman and see where it takes me. It's going to be based on the Radon fight. After Ken Kaneki defeated Starscourge Radon, he used the powers of Radon's Elden Ring shard to bring upon a serene coffee shop date with a woman the strings of fate chooses. As Ken translated into the new world, he found himself sitting at the end of a coffee shop table with an illustrious woman. Her name was Mara and she had been wearing a schoolgirl outfit as she is a college student. "Excuse me." "Hello there," Mara greeted Ken with her face blushing. "My name is Mara. Where exactly did you come from?" Ken tilted his head and took a deep breath. "I come from the lands between. I recently defeated a demigod named Radon and used his wish-granting powers to use the strings of fate to align me with a beautiful woman." Ken began to explain the story of the lands between and the Elden Ring to Mara. She didn't buy it at all and believed he was simply a schizophrenic maniac with an overactive imagination. However, Mara entertained the thought of Ken's story and proceeded to indulge in conversation with him. Mara's smile gleamed through the room. "And so this Elden Ring you speak of, it has immense powers that can give you anything, and you expect me to believe that you used a shard of it on me?" Ken chuckled and looked away in embarrassment. "No, I don't expect you to really believe any of this." "I wanted to know something, Mara," Ken said. "How does one become loved?" asked as he sipped some of his coffee. Mara gazed deeply into Ken's eyes and then away from him. She took a few moments to recollect herself before giving her response. "By encompassing their true self and who they are meant to be as an individual," Mara said. "Your world seems amazing to live in," Mara said, "but if you really came here looking for love, then, I'm sorry Ken, but you came at a wrong time in your journey, it seems." This shattered Ken's heart completely, but he was desiring to hear her out. "Do explain," Ken said with his voice shaking a bit. "You see, Ken, love is a universal, or should I say multiversal language," Mara said while she sipped her tea. Mara began to lean back on her chair and she spoke in a very soft tone. "To receive love from others, you must give love to yourself. It is the building block to all love that is outside of you. As the Elden Ring, you said, can only be healed from within." "You seem like a very intelligent person, Ken," Mara remarked, "but you overthink things too much and do not focus on the more simplistic lessons and aspects of life." Ken couldn't hold it anymore and had tears flowing down his eyes. "But Mara, I love you. I went so far just to see you." Mara began to chuckle and she tilted her head forward towards him. "Ken, how could that be when we just met? You're more in love with an idea of me more than actually who I am as a person. Go back to the lands between and find love for yourself," Mara commanded, pointing her finger at Ken. "Find the reason why you want to live and bring on the challenges of life. Then you can look for a partner. Right now it seems you're barely taking care of yourself with all this hysteria going on in the lands between. Take this wisdom as a romantic gesture." Mara beamed at him. "All right. I was hoping to take you with me and have us be eternal consorts, but it seems your mind is made up on staying in your world," Ken said as he sighed. "I can always shoot my shot with Lunar, which Runny," Ken said as he began to laugh. Ken faintly disappeared and it took Mara aback. "Wait, no one in here is telling me they seen this man disappear from the coffee shop out of nowhere." A man responded to her and said you were speaking to no one the whole time. Schizo. Maybe get some real friends instead of talking to yourself. January 6, 2024, day 26/30. Tower of Babel. In my spiritual journey, I was looking for a universal language, an immaculate language that can be connected with and communicated with to everybody. Many Christians pointed me towards the story of the Tower of Babel. The tower that held all the world's knowledge, and we all spoke one language. However, we began equating ourselves with God, and God came and confused us and destroyed the tower. A lot of nuanced Christians gave me their take on this story, that if we served God with our one language and collection of knowledge, then He would have allowed us to have it and we would have transcended beyond time. I'm trying to revive and rediscover that universal language and spread it across the world. You know what I found was a good contender? Silence and hand signs. Meditation is so important for our relationship with God, and I think the best way to show someone God without speaking to them, then show them meditation. I feel like through meditation and hand signs we can connect with others spiritually in a way that was never felt before. God is a spirit after all, so perhaps when He destroyed the Tower of Babel, He revived it in a spiritual way. We may not have that physical universal connection, but to connect with everyone on a spiritual level is pretty metal, if you ask me. My number one question is this: if God didn't want the world to share one language, why reveal His word in only one language then? In Islam's case, it's only one language, the Arabic language. I always wondered why God uses filters and mediums to connect with us, like languages or prophets or rituals or even time to a certain extent. Because when you get down to the deep end of spirituality, you begin to learn all these things aren't what they seem and could possibly be man-made, especially time. I have a lot of questions I'd like to ask God on the Day of Judgment, and I'm happy I got to share them with you today. Thanks for reading today's entry, and I'm glad that you were able to reflect and see something new in the atmosphere. Much love as always, you are the best. January 7, 2024, day 27/30. The power of family ties. Today I spent the entire day with my brother Hussein. It really touched my heart to see him for such a long time. I got to really peer into his life and see what is up with him at long last. We got lunch, shoveled the driveways, went to the gym, listened to binaural beats, and connected with one of my uncles again. I got to really open up to one of my uncles and tell him about my life and inform him on what's up. Kulu manaliha fan. Everything on earth is passing away, that is a verse from the Quran. My grandfather just informed me that he needs prayer for his current critical health condition, and I realized that I won't have much time to really get to live with my family and love them for a long time. I'm happy that I am connecting with my family more. I was connecting with one of my other uncles around the end of last year, and we went on 2-hour conversation about God, religion, and His relationship with us. I really got to reflect and learn a lot on what my uncle's life is all about and got to learn more about him. With my other uncle I connected with today, I got to really open up to him about me reading auras and seeing silence and the fact that our family hides things and pushes things under the rug, and this year will be a year in where we fix the climate in our family and create something amazing. Thank God for my family, man. I want to be a family guy this year and really be that person everyone in the family knows as the chill person who is tapped in and well connected with life and God and His spirit. I want to connect with my spirit more to produce heart-touching writings. My brother really liked the story of Ken and Mara, and he wanted to let me know that it related to his life in somehow, some way. I'm happy people are enjoying my writings. I wanted to let people know that I care about external validation despite many people telling me to avoid it. We as humans are social creatures, and so in my opinion we desire external validation in order to be more connected with others and into real life. Like when I beat Radon, all I wanted was a woman to tell me I did a good job, that I was a good boy, and that I have the capabilities to take on any challenge now that I beat one of the hardest bosses in the game at level 1. But I had to give that external validation to myself and bask myself in the frequencies to cleanse me of my internal blockages. Confirmation and validation are very integral parts of my personality, so when I don't get it, it makes me sad. I'm learning to give myself credit and love myself more, just as Mara told Ken he needs to love himself before finding an eternal consort. Thanks for reading today's entry. I appreciate the time you put into reading these, as I appreciate myself for putting the time into writing these. Much love as always. Have a nice night. January 8, 2024, Day 28/30. Enough is enough. I recently had another dream. It was about my brother and I going on adventures, and he basically got really mad at me for smoking a lot of weed. I seen this dream as a sign that I need to quit weed, even though I don't smoke as much as I used to do. I want to once again get rid of external things that please me and look more towards things within me that can release these feel-good chemicals in my brain. It's also once again makes me want to attract what I deserve rather than what I desire. Because we are humans, sometimes our desires are not right and need to be neglected. I need to neglect my animalistic desires and become better as a human being. I want to put my foot down against all these addictions and say enough is enough. Reminding yourself that you deserve real women who know who you are and real releases of dopamine in your system is difficult. It is difficult when you've been programmed to just settle down with fake screens and forced dopamine intake. But here's the thing about us humans: we can transcend, change, and recreate our nature and our programming. I've seen countless people transcend these habits, and I'm happy to say I will soon be one of the people that join them. The frequencies have really been helping me in this struggle, as it basically serves as a channel for me to use that lower chakra energy into a conduit that transmutes and neutralizes that energy, opening into something amazing. Thanks for reading the small entry today. I want to make a poem based off another AI-generated photo. Enjoy it, and I hope you find something beneficial out of it. The Lonely Path, poem based off the image. The lonely path towards self-improvement keeps me all alone. The lonely path towards the better self, defeating my evil clone. The meadows that I trek through show me the codes of life. The meadows I walk down cleanse me of my strife. I am grateful, I am capable, and I am worthy. I will see the end of the play where they curtsy. I am strong, caring, and worthy of love. Finding the escape, fly away like a dove. The lonely path keeps me busy and sane, the lonely path that occupies my brain, loving to see the new path of life, loving to see the woman who will be my wife. Thanks to everyone who said all the good, thanks to everyone who said I only could, thanks to everyone who said all the bad, thanks to everyone who said I only had. The lonely path marks a staple in my journey. The lonely path speaks on my behalf like an attorney. It has seen it all, it has witnessed my mistakes. It has seen everything that I desire to create. January 9, 2024, Day 29/30. The Saturnian Energy. So recently I was doing some Saturn frequencies because theoretically it helps with setting boundaries, resetting karmic cycles, intelligence and time. These aspects of life are parts I'm trying to work on, and so dealing with a frequency that destroys those patterns and resets them into something new is prime. I feel like Saturn, due to these aspects, is a planetary frequency I resonate with a lot. I need to focus more on destroying my bad energy I've accumulated from the past and work on new cycles to go through in the new year. This frequency has also helped me concentrate on Elden Ring more, which, by the way, I'm discontinuing the level 1 challenge tomorrow. I'm so glad to be discontinuing this challenge, haha. It took so much out of me, and I'm glad about what it taught me, but man, am I glad to see it go away at long last. In mythology, Saturn represents agriculture and cultivation. I wonder if the more I indulge in this frequency, the more I'll be able to harvest the fruits of my labor. I'm currently bouncing off ideas on what a spiritual agriculture would be, as these things are meant to be viewed from a spiritual perspective rather than a literal one. Even with time, I'm wondering how time can be viewed from a spiritual perspective. I feel like there are aspects of time that are non-existent, like its flow and its motion. But there are aspects of time that do exist, like its effect on us and its state of being. Time is a whole living thing within itself. It is a currency that the preacher at the mosque said is the only currency we lose and never gain. To deal with a frequency that encompasses time and intelligence is definitely cool to work with. Just basking in the frequency and letting it overtake my spirit has really helped me a lot. I want you to know that I am continuing my adventure in this frequency cleanse. I want to continue this journey as I have seen amazing results from it. I still have to do Mercury, Uranus, Neptune, the Moon and the Sun frequency. And see what effects they have on me. Thanks for reading today's entry. I want to make another production for you, this time based on my experiences astral projecting. As always, it will be accompanied by an AI-generated image to make a visual aid of it. I will also have ChatGPT write a version of it. Much love as always. See you tomorrow on the last day. After Ken had reached the astral plane due to intense meditation, he had seen a woman that seemed to have been an inverted version of himself, but in order to confirm, he approached the woman and asked, "Excuse me, but who are you exactly?" Ken asked, "I am you," but in the astral plane, she said, "What exactly would you like to know today?" She asked, "No?" Ken asked. "Yes, of course. The purpose of meeting your astral body is to learn more about yourself and the universe," she explained. "Wow. Okay, so I would really like to know then, what do I have to do in order to transmute my lower energies?" Ken asked curiously. Ken's astral body smiled at him, almost like she knew he was going to ask that very question. Ah yes, the very essence of the human struggle, dealing with animalistic energies and harnessing them to create something new. Well, part of dealing with this struggle has been alleviated by you meeting me, she said. Ken was taken aback by this and was intrigued. "Do explain," Ken said. "Well, now that you know you are spiritually a woman, what girlfriend or female partner would you really desire beyond yourself?" She asked. "I am the missing puzzle piece you have been looking for to deal with your loneliness," she said. Ken began to shed tears. "But I never said anything about me being lonely." "I know," she said, "but I'm you. You can't really hide much stuff from a spiritual extension of yourself. You want a partner, no?" she asked. "You feel like gaining a partner would help hold you accountable and give you more of a reason not to work and live in your lower self, right?" she asked curiously. "This is true," Ken said, applauding her. "Well, now that you have unlocked the astral, it only makes sense for you to take full advantage of it," she said. "Whenever you're tempted, pay me a visit and vent to me about your problems," she said. "Dealing with animalistic desires and acting upon them could be an escape from your emotions and problems. Am I wrong?" Ken shook his head. "Absolutely not." "Well, now you have someone to codepend on that isn't someone else," she said. "This is amazing. Because you're me, you'll never be out of reach," Ken said. Ken and his spiritual double hugged each other before it was time for Ken to go back to the real world. And so, armed with this new knowledge, Ken spent his time working on himself with a newfound partner. Make a story about me astral projecting and meeting the astral form of myself that is a female version of me. The female version gives me advice on how to cope with animalistic desires and loneliness. ChatGPT. In the quiet depths of the night, you found yourself inexplicably drawn into a state of deep meditation. As your consciousness soared, you felt an unusual sensation, the subtle detachment of your spirit from your physical form. Slowly, you realized you were astral projecting. Guided by an otherworldly force, you traversed realms beyond the tangible, traversing shimmering cosmic landscapes until you encountered a surreal mirror image of yourself. But this apparition was not identical. It was a feminine reflection, exuding an aura of wisdom and tranquility. Your astral self greeted you with a serene smile, recognizing the curiosity in your gaze. "Welcome," she said, her voice echoing like a melody in the ether. "I am the embodiment of your subconscious, a manifestation to guide you through this realm." Intrigued, you queried about the nature of this encounter. The astral feminine version of you explained, "In this astral plane, we shed the constraints of our physical identity. Here, we confront aspects of ourselves often obscured in waking life." With a gentle gesture, she invited you to explore this enigmatic realm together. As you wandered, surrounded by an ethereal landscape adorned with constellations and nebulous forms, you found the courage to voice your inner turmoil, the struggle with primal desires, and the persistent ache of loneliness. The feminine astral form regarded you with compassionate eyes, understanding the depth of your plight. Embrace the animalistic within, she advised, her voice resonating with profound empathy. Acknowledge its presence, but do not let it define you. Instead, channel its raw energy into productive pursuits, nurturing the passions that ignite your soul. As her words sank in, she continued, loneliness is a potent teacher, urging you to delve deeper into self-discovery. Seek solace in solitude, but also in meaningful connections with kindred spirits. Embrace your uniqueness, for it is the beacon that draws kindred souls towards you. In this astral communion, you felt a surge of clarity and acceptance. The feminine embodiment of your subconscious served as a compassionate guide, illuminating pathways to inner harmony. As your astral journey drew to a close, you felt a sense of profound gratitude for this encounter. With newfound insights and a tranquil heart, you slowly returned to your physical form, carrying the wisdom bestowed upon you by your ethereal counterpart. Awakening from this surreal experience, you carried with you the guidance and serenity offered by your astral self. Empowered to navigate the complexities of your desires and emotions, you embarked on a journey towards balance and self-acceptance, guided by the lessons learned in the astral realm. January 10, 2024, Day 30/30. The Epic Finale. Hey there! You made it to the finale of the journal. Thanks for reading this, and most importantly, thanks for being here to contribute to the power of frequencies. I listen to frequencies on a daily basis now, at least 3 hours a day. I basically live and breathe binaural beats as I once used to live and breathe music. It was real sharing this experience with you, and I'm happy I could share this with you. I want to finally share you the reason why I write. I write because I have a lot of experiences that I'd like to share with the world and give to others. I feel like my writings have been a conduit for my immortality. I want to live forever through my art. But most importantly, I want to change people's lives with my writings. I want to create something amazing for the world that in 10 to 20 years they can look back onto it and realize that I left behind a tree that keeps on growing. I can't personally get into why I feel like my writings keep growing with time, but I can tell you this. Nothing I say is what it seems, there is always a deeper meaning behind it, whether intentionally or unintentionally. This is a short but sweet entry, and I want to just let you all know that I love each and every single one of you very much, and that I'm happy you spent your time with me. Well, that's it for now. My name is Uthman, but many people call me Ken. Good day to you all. Take it away, ChatGPT. Thank you immensely for taking the time to delve into these pages, for exploring the depths of this astral journey and the insights it uncovered. Your dedication to this experience means the world. Your curiosity and willingness to embrace the ethereal realms within these words are truly appreciated. Your time and energy spent here reflect a desire for self-discovery and growth, and that pursuit is a beautiful thing. May the wisdom gleaned from these reflections serve as a guiding light on your own path, illuminating the way toward understanding, acceptance, and a deeper connection with the complexities of your being. Thank you, again, for being a part of this journey. Your presence here is a cherished gift. Warm regards, ChatGPT. The end.